Hello again, welcome back. So I'm going to, if you're following the textbook, I'm going to flip ahead a couple pages to page 233. I think I was on page 230. By the way, I want to mention this. I'll send out a message to everyone just so we're clear about this. I'm using the real textbook. Here's my teacher edition. Okay. But I also know that the PDF, the portable data file that I have, it actually is only chapter 4. So for the PDF, it actually starts at a lower number. So if you're using the PDF, it actually is on page 8. All right. So I'm going to put both the hard copy, page number and the PDF page number in when I do problems like this or on the assignments, so you can find it either way. And please, 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 please ask questions if any of that does not make sense. We don't want that being something to hold you back. Okay. So if you do go to this page, I'll show you what it looks like. Although I am using the one that I brought from home. I'm doing this right here, okay? Which is the teacher's edition. So it's a good thing I've got the answers, you know what I'm saying? But if you are using a book, that's what it does look like. I'm doing problems 3, 4, and 5. I skipped problems 1 and 2, which those are just fill-in-the-blank vocabulary problems. I don't need to waste any video with that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to match each of these descriptions with these graphs. And before we do that, I want to look at these graphs one more, just like we did the other ones. Both of them have two variables, time as a variable and speed as the other variable. The one we did in the previous video was time and temperature. Now we're talking about time versus speed. And speed is a way of measuring how fast something is going. It's a little tricky because in science we actually talk about velocity, but we don't need to get into the nuts and bolts of that yet. All right. And as you notice, we've still got the things that we talked about previously. So we've got increasing, staying constant, increasing, decreasing, and then increasing, and then decreasing. So we want to match up each of these descriptions with the graph. So problem number 3 says, a person is going to alternate between running and walking. So the person is going to be running, increasing speed, then slowing down and walking. Then running, then slowing down and walking. So the graph is going to be going up and down, up and down, up and down. So if I look at graph A, this is increasing, then staying the same. This looks like if someone was going for a run, and I usually don't run at a constant speed, but this would be someone who knows how to set a good pace. Increasing, and then found out what your pace is, and you would keep that pace. All right. That's the answer, so I'm going to skip it. This looks like a person who's increasing and then coming back down. This one goes up and comes down, goes up and comes down, so the speed is changing as time increases. So I believe that this is actually graph B. Problem number 4, a person gradually speeds up to a constant running pace. When I go for a run, I try to keep a constant running pace. So that would be my ideal, but mine's probably more like this and then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay? But this is a good runner. This is a person who has a constant pace. So this is going to be graph A like we talked about. And then it's not too hard to figure out what 5 is, but let's talk about it anyway. A person walks, gradually speeds up to a run, and then almost immediately says, nope, can't do it, slows back down to a walk. And that looks like what this graph is going to look like. So that would be graph C. All right, there's going to be some problems like that from the homework and on the practice worksheet. All that you have to do is match the description with the graph. And remember, when we do this, time is always increasing this way. So when we talk about time, it's not always going to be time, but time is always increasing this way. Speed can increase or decrease, or it can stay constant. All right, so keep that in mind when you do the homework. Good luck.